So check this out. I got a package airmail from this guy, THOMAS EXOVCDS, which I believe is exotic vehicle care something. We'll go see. And the reason this came about, see, someone's always on the computer. Get out of tracks. This guy, Exo Vehicle Care Diagnostics and Service, and this guy, he gets in deep. If you go just to his page, you'll see just a clip of just all the stuff he does. He's got engines out, trannies out. Anyway, so the thing with this is I don't work on a whole lot of Euro stuff, but when I do work on it, sometimes, you know, just like all you guys, you know, see if there's any good info out there on YouTube or IATN, see if, you know, common problems, and I keep running across him on YouTube with just questions I might have, and he's pretty cool. He shows you how he does the job. Like one of them, I just wanted to know what a fuel pump looked like. It wasn't even really the diagnostic end, and he was just doing the job. And he wears those glasses, and a lot of people tell me to post more stuff, and I don't have time all the time to stand here and hook up a tripod, which I never do because people complain about how shaky my videos are. Like right now I'm trying to open up a box with a pocket screwdriver, holding a camera and talking, and someone inevitably is going to get dizzy. So just hold that thought. Alright, so the box is open. Cool. He even gave me some stickers. The icon. It's a really cool looking picture. I am not sure what the significance is yet with the baby with the headphones. We'll have to look into that. But look at that. So we got some high def glasses from I VUE, because that's how this all got started. I was looking for that one fuel pump, and I'm looking at all of his videos, and he comments on some of mine, so I know who he is, but I, you know, just like a lot of people, I don't have a lot of time to be digging into just looking at everything. It is what it is, but I saw him working, and I'm like, man, what kind of glasses are you using? Just because I wanted to see if maybe I could put a little bit more content out there. To be honest with you, I miss a lot of stuff on my day-to-day, you know, and to try to recreate what I already saw sometimes doesn't work out as good. You know, sometimes live is funnier, you know, whatever. I just saw the glasses, and I'm like, where'd you get those? And he told me the company, and you know, and I just never got around to it. And then, you know, one day he just asked me for my address, and he mailed these to me, which is cool. And look, see, he even told me they're demo glasses that were sent to him because he uses their stuff, so maybe they give him a really good deal. I told him I felt bad about, you know, it's like kind of a big gift. I think they're, I don't know how much they are, honestly, maybe $100, you know. I can look into that too. But he said he used them a couple times in their demo, and I know he was looking into some other stuff too, so, but I'm gonna give him a shot and see if I can make anything more or easier view. I don't know if I'll be able to compete with his quality of video, but that's not what it's about half the time. For me, it's just getting the info out there, having a good time. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Thomas Exotic Vehicle Care and Diagnostics System, maybe. And here's a link to his, or the actual glasses in case someone wants to see. And he said hi. I don't know. And a whole bunch of stuff about how to use them and be careful because they're delicate. So I'm going to try to do a couple car videos. I'm definitely going to go out, fish or camp or something. Maybe fly my helicopter and try to point it at myself and see if we can get everybody dizzy. An RC helicopter, by the way. So I don't know. Once again, thanks Thomas. I'm gonna give these a shot. Okay, this one is a Chevy Impala. Honestly don't even know what year it is. 11 of 02, so I don't know, 3 Impala. It has a misfire. I don't have a key. Showing misfire, cylinder 5 detected. There's the key. I don't know if we'll be able to hear what I heard when I cranked it before, but it almost has like a feel it misfiring. I don't want to get it hot. The light does flash. And it's starting too fast. But you can hear like it just has that almost a bad hole sound. Like one cylinder with bad compression. And someone had already done a tune-up. I think a tranny was put in this too, but there's plugs and wires in it. And just because of my suspicion, I put a vacuum gauge on it, and you can see not only is my vacuum low, but it's fluttering pretty bad. When I pull the wire off, see if I can fry my camera at the same time here, get arc. I mean, you can see I have lightning show, but nothing changes when I pull that. So it is that cylinder. I did switch the plugs just in case that I just had a bad plug. But with a vacuum needle like that and what's going on, I'm going to do a compression test. So let's see what we got. Alright, so I have a compression tester going down to number 5. And I have the gauge over here. There's the gauge kind of at an angle. So this is number 5. I don't know, hopefully you can see that. I have a couple plugs out so it's not going to crank really good. So there is the suspect cylinder, 30 pounds. Try that one more time. So I got 30 pounds. So let me go to a known good cylinder. Alright, so now I'm hooked up to the middle one up front, which is probably number 4 maybe. It goes 1, 3, 5 in the back. I was on the last one on the back bank. There's the gauge. And 105 150-ish, 140-ish. So I definitely have a compression issue in number 5. So at this point, it's down to putting air in the cylinder and see, you know, if it's coming from a ring or if it's one of the valves. I put a long breaker bar under the crank bolt and I'm putting air into the cylinder and I can't turn the engine over, and it's actually holding. So with the compression tester with the Schrader valve out, of course, in that back cylinder with my no compression, I actually turned the air off, so my valve is off and it still holds pressure even though it's been like a minute or so since I shut that air off. So I don't have a hopefully catastrophic component like a burnt valve like that one Honda, or, you know, bad rings or something for it to hold like that and not be leaking. I don't hear anything. That valve, I'm hoping that where I'm suspecting is the valve spring itself broke or something with like a rocker or a push rod where that valve's fluttering in there. So I've seen the springs on these. So that's my next step. I'm gonna pull that rear valve cover off and take a look. All right, so these have been charging and the little red light went out. So I think it says when you press and hold the right side, it'll make a audible tone. And then you're recording, so I didn't hear anything. Would that be the right side? So I guess you press and hold that. I think it was supposed to make a noise, but you see it's flashing on the inside, so I must be being recorded. Nice. So let's go for this transition here. Cool. I don't look like too much of a dork. And it does have some sunglass shades for outdoor enthusiasts. So anyway, hopefully I'm not going to get people dizzy here. Got both of them going. This is my normal view. Usually I'm doing something like that. Turn my head fast. So I was going to put these on and show Clark, or show myself pulling it apart, but Clark pretty much did that, and it was kind of just pull the alternator out of the way and the coil pack stuff. I just put my glasses up over the hood. This might take some time, but as soon as we pulled the valve cover off, if I can get my head down in there and look and see, here's the camera, but you can see that last stud backed off, so I have no real valve action on there. So is that, I don't know if that's an exhaust valve, I'm not sure, I have to look and see, but that's what we're dealing with. So we'll pull that out, and when I reached in there to see, you know, it really isn't tight at all. Reached in there, pulled it out, and threads came out of the head. I don't know, Clark. Helicoil or a head, right? Careful, the threads are still on there.
Why did it pull out? Was it
I don't know. I'm gonna have to get that bore scope and see if the lifter popped out too. I think this thing only has like 60,000 miles on it. So is that an exhaust valve? That looks like. Is that last one an exhaust? Or would that be the intake? That might be the intake.
This would be exhaust. This is an intake. This is exhaust. This
And
is
two
intake.
intakes.
This is exhaust.
I think that's an intake because it's up higher.
It would be,
See how these
see how
two
these
are.
ports are right here? Right here? See how that port is right there?
Yeah, but see how the exhaust ones are lower down at the bottom.
I think this would be exhaust here. That's an intake.
I don't know. That's my guess. Oh, what the hell is that?
What?
What's this?
What you got there?
Another chunk of metal. What is that?
Oh, that's off this guy. Is there a guy that comes through here?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is like a guide.
Let me see that piece. It looks pretty catastrophic, whatever it is. It was sharp.
It's like off a rock or something. Gotta put the motor in.
Dude, you know what this is? No. This is an old rocker. That's why this is stripped out. Somebody, it was probably had a broken rod. You could see where the push rod ball is right here.
Right there.
That's a piece of an old rocker, and that's why this one.
It sat in there like that.
Yep.
That's the piece right there. This is the piece right there. So it
So
pulled out twice already.
Well, no, it might have broke last time, and somebody over tightened it. They pulled the threads right out. Because I don't see any other broken rocker arms, but that's a piece of an old one. Well, I'll be. You know what? Both the nuts on this one here is a 8mm. There's one down there, the second one over is a 10, and the rest of them are 8s.
You know what I'm thinking? They might not have got that piece out. They got wedged, and that's what ripped it out. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like it was trying to.
Oh no, dude! Here it is. Holy crap! That's the piece of this other one. Wow, this rocker broke here. This one broke. Right there. That's where the piece came from. So where's the other half?
It got jammed.
Rocker.
That's a piece of a rocker.
Okay.
Here's one that pulled right out of the head.
So we need
threads.
We need a kit for that. We need a helicoil.
I need a helicoil, probably what, 8mm by 125, which I probably have some. Because that, I mean, that doesn't look. That just looks like regular thread. It's acting like a helicoil, but I don't know if that's just the threads pulled out or it was already ready.
There's probably
helicoil ones. I'll have to look on in there.
That really looks like a helicoil to me. I can't imagine threads coming out that clean.
I don't know. I've seen weirder. Where's my tool?
So one pulled out and one broke.
Well, I only found part of that one. I don't know. I mean, that's only half of the one tip.
You know where the rest of it is?
I don't know.
Oh, I know where the rest of it is. It's laying down in the pan. Well, it won't do any harm.
Unless it's like back behind here. I'm gonna pull that one off. and see if I can see behind it.
That gotta be a hell of coil, which is so.
I don't know. It doesn't look real crisp though on the side. It almost looks smooth on the outward side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably because it got run into the thread.
What's weird is this one I'm pulling off.
Mm-hmm.
All the other studs. That one in your hand, see how it's an 8mm bolt head up inside?
Yeah.
This one here that I'm pulling off has a 10.
So that means they make an oversized for when they pull out of the head.
No, just the head of it is.
I bet the whole stud is oversized.
I wonder if someone already did this one. I don't know.
The whole stud is oversized. And that's the giveaway. That's my guess.
Or if it's just the new replacement. Oh, is that fatter? That is too, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there must be a kit.
There's an oversized kit.
But look what it did. Oh, okay. Let me see that piece. Am I only missing that piece?
That's it.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, so we're good there. All right, so we had one that wasn't opening. I think that was an exhaust.
Because this was pulled out.
And this broken intake one,
You
which...
wouldn't have nothing. You said you had it for a second, so you might have had it for a second. You said you heard it gargle.
Look at this, Clark.
You know
This
what I'm
one
saying?
here is thicker. Like there might be a
There's
like
gotta
a
be
help
difference there.
line where you
Look
can
at the difference there.
re-tap the whole lot and put a bigger... All right, so if Nick was here, I'd say, Nick!
Well, I guess Joe's going to help.
Joe!
Okay, cylinder 5.
So I need...
Intake and exhaust.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're the same. They're probably the same, to be
I'm going to
honest with
actually
you.
call Calusi. I bet you Chevrolet makes
Okay.
a kit for this.
Yeah, sure.
Talk to Foreskin down there.
I'll even talk to Jimmy.
All right.
So one intake and one exhaust.
Yep.
The whole complete shooting. How's your push rods?
Here's the...
Not bent? And they may be different intake and exhaust.
They usually are.
Sit down.
Well, you wonder if someone swapped them too.
We'll check that.
Yeah, there's got to be a measurement right somewhere, because here's the one that came off of the stripped one,
Doesn't look bent.
and then what the hell is that? There's something else going on in here. See, this is gouged. See how that's gouged?
So I
Because
need
it
a
was like
push rod.
going through
So I need a
here.
push rod.
But this one is
That's private.
definitely shorter.
Okay, and is one that gouged, the one that come out of the broken one?
Yeah, but I'd be honest with you. I think these two are supposed to be in a...
I'm going to order 2 push rods.
I need one of each.
Yeah.
But I got to figure out which one goes
Well, Mitchell will tell us.
in which hole.
Mitchell will tell us.
Because, I mean, this mine is split because they put
the wrong
the
one.
wrong one in. Well, see, that would be the short one. The one that split was the short one. I was going to say if it was a long one, it easily could have just blown through, but it probably would have bent the push rod first.
So cylinder number 5,
Yeah.
both intake
and exhaust.
Complete shooting match.
Yeah, the upsize ones if they sell them.
Yeah, if they don't, then we'll go on the aftermarket.
And then, I guess, figure out, I don't know, what tap
Now, I
or what
wonder-
drill bit.
Okay, let me ask you one more question. On picking another valve, intake and exhaust,
Mm-hmm.
is one bigger than the other?
You mean the push rods?
No, the
No, see, this is the only...
This is the
What
only
did I
one.
just lose?
You lost
Oh.
the whole coil.
This is the only one that had the bigger head on it.
Well, that's what I meant. So they don't
No, it's
routinely have a bigger head on maybe exhaust versus intake.
I don't...
Or,
No, I bet that one was replaced before.
I mean, all the rest of the bolts.
All the rest
same.
are 8s.
Okay. All right. So this one's definitely been replaced. All right. Let me go work on this.
Good thing for video evidence. The short one was on the
What year is that?
cracked one. The long one on the... Okay, so it's been like a week maybe since we diagnosed this thing, and I was waiting for parts. And I don't know how this is going to work here, but we're going to start recording with these too. So get my camera zoomed in case I want to show some stuff. So what we had was the threads, which the aluminum threads in the, I think it was the exhaust valve. And then when we were taking it apart, I found this piece sitting down in, which is part of this rocker, and it totally destroyed itself. And we start looking, and this has a 10mm by 1.5 thread, and this is an 8 by 125. So someone drilled out the head and put this in, and I was trying to find two 10mm ones because I would have just been able to reuse the hole that was in there and drill this one out to the size to run a 10mm tap down in and just put those in, but I can't find them. Online they're saying the SUVs had the bigger studs, and then on IATN it said something about older 3.1s had them, but I called my local Chevy dealer and we couldn't find any of these. They just sell reconditioned rocker arms. I think they're like 25 bucks, but they're all the 8mm thread, which is fine. So we told, and how we could tell just pulling it out too is the bolt taking it out is an 8mm on the 8 and it's a 10 on the 10. So it was now helicoil or one of these inserts we've been seeing, and we had a guy come in and he was showing us stuff about these guard inserts, and he brought in like a piece of metal like this one here, where you can see it's like a 3/8 half-inch piece of metal with a bunch of pre-drilled holes, and you take one of these guard inserts and you put a nut, lock it down with a bolt and crank it down with the nut till the nut bottoms out, and then we would take the nut off or loosen it, pull the bolt out, and then he had us run the bolt back down in and bottom it out and turn it as hard as we could till we snapped the head off of it, and the threads came back out with a pick tool. Like, it didn't mess with the threads. That was his sales pitch. So I do have an issue because my flush guard insert or insert has to be flush below this notch. If I put it up here, then this won't fit down in there. So we do have a bottoming out issue as far as, I don't know if I'm going to be able to bottom it out, but we used I don't know, Clark found like a sleeve, some kind of sleeve, or maybe a caliper or something that we'll be able to, when I drill a hole, because I have to drill, so this one's a 10, this is an 8, this is already 10, I got to drill it out to a 7/16. If it was, that's for just non-ferrous aluminum. We got the stainless steel ones, so if we had billet or forged aluminum, they want you to use the steel drill bit size, which is 29/64, which is a little bit bigger by 1/64 of an inch, but for just aluminum, cast aluminum, use the 7/16. So when I measured, just for the heck of it, just to see how much threads I'll actually have, because they're self-tapping, I had 0.468, and then whenever I use the 11 or the 7/16, it's like 0.434, 0.433. So there is what, 35 thousandths of thread that this thing is going to tap down in. So being that this is only a 10mm, I'm good. They sell these kits for the ones that already got helicoiled and didn't work. It's a little bit hesitant on the helicoil. I know it's clamped down and there's a seating surface here and it's in a notch, you know what I mean, but the kind of pressure that's on one of these, I've heard of the helicoils failing, and we told the customer, you know, if this doesn't work, the head's coming off. you know, but a lot of the rebuilt ones you find are showing the 10mm hole, so I don't know. So this is what we're doing. We're trying to keep the cost down. We're going to put one of these, 2 of these. I'm going to drill them both out. Put the guard certs in, put the new rockers wherever I put them. Put the new rockers in, and then I got 2 new push rods. They are different lengths, intake and exhaust. And that was one of the concerns I had as far as why this one split. Is there a chance that push rods in wrong and it split it open, which is possible earlier, you know, maybe that's what happened to this one when they did an intake or something. A lot of people take these off to get these out. Yeah, I can do that. But you can see the notch on this one right here, and this one was in the hole that went up past this broken rocker. So the shorter one was the intake and the longer was the exhaust, and I think that's correct. I looked at that. I'm gonna, of course, double check before I'm done, and then I'm gonna have to roll the engine over. So that's where I'm at right now. Just so in case those glasses didn't pick up what I'm going for, I can get my magnet light, stick it somewhere. Here is the 3/8, I mean the 8mm one that pulled the threads out. You can see they're pretty much gone, kinda. And then the 10mm one is behind my drill. And you can see that it looks like somebody drilled that one out, and it has the 10mm threads in it, but the insert I'm putting in, I'm drilling at 7/16, which is 11mm pretty much. So I'll be able to take all those threads out, and those things are supposed to make their own threads. So I did, so you can see some of the thread left. If I quit shaking, I don't know, there's remnants of thread. So either way, there is a recess hole, but I think I'm just going to do the whole thing and thread it down. Just going to thread it the whole way down, and then I'll be able to make it flush with the lower end of that notch. So my valve, my rocker pivot seats, we'll go from there. And the moment of truth. Of course, it's one of the back ones. I think when I first was doing my diagnosis, I might have said it was one of the front ones. I don't know if I fixed that or not. I followed the wire. I followed the wrong wire. So either way, of course, it's one of the hard ones to get to, and we rocked the engine far forward as we could. And I am going to drill. Holy crap! I don't have my choke. I don't have my choker on here to. That's really all the speed I really want, so. It's going to be hard to get that to start, I think. It's biting. It's going to be hard to do, man. I don't even know if I should be filming this. gonna have to put my thing on there. Hold on. Alright, so I put my little regulator on here because I don't want to go through that at 100 miles an hour. I'll end up going crooked or taking too much out. So I don't know if you'll be able to see where I'm looking. This is making for a really interesting video. So now I'll get the vacuum cleaner and suck all that junk out of there. Alright, so I am drilled out. I'm not down as far as they went. You can almost still see some 10 millimeters down under there, but it's out to the size they want, so hopefully it holds. And then I just can soak up all that oil and any leftover shavings, hopefully get them out. And then we'll try the next one. Okay, so my ratchet wrench is not going to work. Maybe with it locked down I'll be able to do it up top here. Oh yeah, he's bottomed out on the threads with that too. Let me get something different. Okay, I'm still filming. Clark's ordering lunch. Don't know why I'm still filming, but whatever, we'll go with it. So, man, he makes things complicated. So this thing should cut its own threads and wind down in there. If I can get it to go straight. Feels like it's going. It's going straight. Could use a wimpier ratchet. It's going in, but I need a little bit more oomph, which is cool because the one measurement I did, I think it said 35 thousandths was the kind of threads I'm putting in this thing. So feels like it's biting good. I was more worried about this hole than the other one because of it already being tapped out to the 10. So it's going. I don't know if you can see that. Lights! It's going. Except for my lights in my way.
Keep your fingers crossed, Johnny.
It's feeling smooth. It's like pulling a spark plug out of a 3 valve. Oh, I don't really want to get in the middle of that. I honestly think I'm supposed to be going down in with the nut, but I can't get on there the way we have this set up, so I don't know. I need to take these glasses off so I could see better. So I'll be back. Alright, so if we could see down in there, have the first one in, and it is slightly recessed. Probably can't tell from this angle. And I have the other one drilled out at the depth I want. Gonna run that one in.
You keep my fingers crossed?
Keep my fingers crossed. But this here is the worst part about this job with what we're doing. All that metal. I'm catching it with the rag to get the bulk of it, but you know, some of it, you know, in the vacuum cleaner, but some of it ended up down in this oil that's luckily sitting below, looks like any drain ports. So we'll be able to, you know, soak all that oil out of there and just spray out what we can, run it, change the oil quick, and cross your fingers, right? Alright, so try to get a good picture. Got those inserts in there. That one there is a little bit more recessed, but it's not sticking up. And from what I could tell, I got all of the metal shavings out, so time to bolt it all back together, see what happens. So, according to Mitchell, on the rocker arm and push rod replacement removal, there's a whole bunch of stuff about, you know, back side of there. Question pulled threads on rocker arm bolts. So they found what I found, and there's a whole bunch of comments about helicoils and doing some, and then next couple days more go, and then here's the guy that upgraded to 10 millimeter, but he didn't say much about it. And then someone else did some helicoils, and the helicoils failed. The helicoil, and they pulled out 2, and then he found a 10 millimeter stud, gave a Dorman number, which looked like a whatever, but then he had to drill out the rocker pivot. So there's different ways to do it, and somewhere up here there was a time cert right over in this area. So a lot of people messing around with these, some people just putting heads on. But anyway, the reason I went here was not only for a torque spec, because a lot of people were saying it's from people doing the job, like I said before, doing an intake and then torquing them too tight and ruining the threads, and they only last so long. But it was the actual push rods, and the intake push rod is 5 3/4, and the exhaust is 6 inches. So the exhaust is the longer one, and then torque. Okay, the rocker arm friction surfaces 24 foot-pounds. so I need 24 foot-pounds, and the exhaust gets the longer push rod. And I don't know if I found, I think I googled a picture of a Chevy 3.4 head.
Johnny, you want this oil?
Sure. What did I do there? Stock General Motors. That's not what I wanted to do. GM. Oh look, you can see all my past searches. So here is a GM head. Like I just click on one, you can, these are all the reman heads, and you can see how it went. Exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. So that's what I thought it was. So my outer one is my exhaust, no matter which way you look at it. So that's going to get my longer push rod. So I don't know if I can set that up where I can work. New push rods.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Keep our fingers crossed. I'm letting you turn the key, Clark,
Why?
because you're gonna put something back together before it's all said and
Well, I got
done.
to. I put the oil in.
Look, it's even color coded. So when I say the exhaust
Exhaust and then
was
well,
the long one, where did I put my other new rocker at?
it's up your ass.
Oh man. It must still be over there. So, coat with some oil, it says. With some 80-90 weight.
Don't put 89.
Ah, it's just-
sulfur in it.
Just lubricating it.
It's sulfur in it.
It just has to last for the first couple seconds of startup. Okay, so exhaust. The longer one is the green one. So I gotta find a lifter.
Come on, John. You
I found it! Look, it just fell right in!
made me make a mess over here just to save you oil.
Where? I've seen worse than that.
Gives me something to do. Next
Clean it up. That's tough to see. I think it went in. Well, there's that little guide right there, so just fall into that guide and you're in. Where did it go? That one did not go in.
Don't put it in backwards.
I didn't. I even spent time looking at it. Where's that? Oh, it's right there.
You know who did that, don't you?
I think, yeah, I was there.
Who?
I'm not gonna say it on film. Ugh. Pain in the ass.
How's your buddy doing? The one,
The one that we're not going to say on film.
Yeah. Isn't he working with the fat plus or something?
I don't know what he's doing. Right now I got to find that push rod I lost in the engine.
We all make mistakes.
Well, I might be pulling this intake off now.
What?
Because the push rod slipped out of my hand and went somewhere else.
Johnny!
I hear it. Oh, I hit it. Oh no. Well, this could take a while. When all else fails, get a bigger magnet. I said I was gonna milk it hot, Clark, but
You did.
20 minutes of fighting for this thing with my magnet is not my plan. So, now we'll see if we can get that. It's like 90 degrees and humid. Just gonna take my time, but not drop it in there. I just wonder if that lifter's even down in there in the right spot.
It should stay. Do you see it? The lifter.
I'm trying. But this little tab on this intake.
Gets in the way.
Yeah.
Guide.
The guide's there. If I look down that hole, there should be a lifter somewhere. Oh, I can't see it the right. Alright, so there are the two push rods sitting in their guides. I'm just making shadows, but it feels like they're there. So I'm gonna turn the engine over and have Clark feel them, make sure they move up and down, and then we'll bolt the rockers on and do it again, make sure nothing's binding, and we throw it together. Alright, so put oil on my reconditioned, refurbished, somewhat used new GM. What's that? Well, I started videoing the push rod recovery and then I had to stop it because 20 minutes of me swearing wasn't going to work. So, but I showed the final result. I think that's a good thing to show, though. That's why Clark's calling me mood juice. For milking it hot.
How are you going to say the whole, tell him the whole story?
Well, I guess that's better than some of the things you could say.
Oh, he's called me worse.
Oh, I know that. He's called me worse.
Well, we picked the right thread pitch.
Well, this is good.
it's going.
We have
No, I was sure.
little discrepancy.
No, I was sure.
What do you want to do?
Well, you waited so long. I'm just putting these on now, and I'm gonna.
Put them on, just bump the key real easy.
Well, no, I'm not bumping the key. I have the ratchet on the ground. I'm gonna turn the engine over because I don't want to tighten these down with pushing the valves. I want to get them.
530?
Nobody's listening. I need a mirror for that. Can't see what I'm doing.
Might be a bottle laying on the ground.
It's sticking out of there.
Mood juice, huh?
Moo juice. I can't get it on there.
In my case, it'd be Juju's.
Juju bees.
Juju bees.
You want those bulbs or not?
I don't know. That doesn't seem
What was you calling Joe Squeaky?
great. No, I said his squeaky left shoe. Did you hear it? It goes wah, wah, wah whenever he walks.
They had air pockets in them in one burst, and now it squeaks.
Oh, is that one of those like comfort fits or whatever?
I'm going to milk these as long as I
That's the word of the day. We're milking it.
Milk.
I can't get this to go in there, Clark.
Oh boy.
I can
You
go-
wait till Nicky comes around. He's gonna harass you.
Oh, if he was here, huh?
Let this go home, huh?
Yeah, let go home. He the misfit, go home.
I'm not getting up on top of this push rod. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Don't start yet. Okay, are we down in the groove? We are in the groove. Both of them. Push rod feels in. Okay. So I got tools everywhere, junk everywhere. Nothing's in the right spot. Alright, that's the 7. So there's the 8. I'm just going to snug these down, and whenever the valves are closed, we'll torque them. I just want to see them move.
You said I was gonna milk it out.
Valves might actually be closed, but anyway, they're just snug, so let's put this.
You want me to watch him?
Yeah, I want to put my...
I'm gonna get going here shortly.
What? You leaving me?
Yeah.
I don't know how you took us apart.
I'll put it together tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, it is. It is 4:30.
Oh, Johnny, I'm harassing you today. Until you play too much mood juice today.
Yep.
Good. Good.
Nothing's moving.
Good. Good. Good.
Ah.
Good.
Oh, there goes the exhaust on the
Good.
number 5.
Good. Good.
It's moving.
Oh, stop. You should take that intake up now because a little bit to snug it up.
Good. The wrench is right there.
Because you know the valve is already...
Yeah. I think it was already closed, though. It might be tight. No. Okay. It wasn't tight.
No, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I know the valve is...
Yeah. Remember, 24 foot-pounds. Or was it 25? I don't know.
Between 20 to 25.
Feel like it's getting snug? Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
I'll do this one.
Oh, hold on.
So that way there I know the valve
Yeah.
is all the way open, closed.
Yep. Oh, there goes the intake. Hey, I did hit the...
Good. Ready?
Yeah. It's still pushing down on that valve. It pushed down on that valve. When you did that, that intake one's not loose right now, right? Like as far as, no, not the bolt, the actual rocker.
No, not really.
Oh, you know, it probably did because the lifter is probably pumped up.
Okay, go ahead.
That's why. Because when you tightened that, I watched it go down a little bit.
Yeah, but it's going to take time for that oil to seep out of that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, exhaust.
Milk it out.
Intake.
You want to check the other one?
No, I'm not touching. No, don't touch them. Don't, because if someone over tightened them already.
I just got the wrench sitting on there.
Intake. Okay, intake's all the way up. Now we're at compression. So I can torque them now.
I just wanted to do that, like I said.
Good enough. See, you're gonna make me check them now, just to make sure I'm not pulling tight, but
You just want to do some more new juice.
I don't want to drill any more holes. All right. So what did I say? 20.
20 to 25.
All right. So get on here. See, oh, click. Well, they torqued good. Good enough. Make sure they're seated. I'm sure I could figure out how it went back together.
Right around about like 10 to 8. 10 after 8.
Alright, so I don't know if Alright, so Chevy Impala 03. I don't know if these glasses will pick this up or not. Engine data. Misfires. We have current, none. Number 6 had 2. 5 had 2 in the history, so that's 6. Either way. Fuel trim data. See, my long term's at minus 22. It's still trying to compensate for that.
All the engine problems.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can do a reset here or not. Functional.
See what you can do.
No, there's no. Just gonna have to drive it. No, we're just gonna have to drive it, or we could disconnect the battery and reset it. you know. But my long term was at minus 22, so it was trying to compensate for all that unburnt fuel and stuff.
Oh, it's good though. We didn't have a wheel off, right?
No, the gauge was steady. Oil's good. Running good enough.
Want to go drive a court?
So grab my scanner. And we can stuff. So yeah, he's not going to be in this one. I don't know. Was he at the beginning? He might have been on the first stage, the diagnostic. I'm not sure. Whatever. Either way, we can call this thing fixed. Yep.